So Her Majesty and the Wolves, where did that name come from?
This guy.
It came from a hike up into the mountains, trying to figure out what would be the best way to describe what we wanted to do on a grand scale. And for the longest time, Her Majesty, I had Her Majesty and I just didn't have the other part, so I was trying to figure out the yin and the yang, to balance everything out, because it was like, Kim's pretty and, you know, amazing and all this other stuff, and I was like, well, what am I gonna be? You know, it wasn't necessarily something that I wanted to be, and I wanted to make it bigger than us. And then I found the Wolves along with a friend of mine. He was like, Her Majesty and the Wolves. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And so it sounded big. It sounded bigger than two people. So
Yeah, it sounds quite fierce.
Gives us a lot of room to play.
Yeah. And how did you guys meet?
Gosh, well, I was working on kind of solo material after I had quit the Pussycat Dolls, and had, through a friend, met Spencer, and we just started working on some music in the studio and really vibed super well. I absolutely fell in love with him and the sounds that he was bringing to the table. And so about 2 weeks later, I got a phone call, and he asked if I was interested in kind of creating something for the two of us. And I got off the phone and started jumping up and down because I was so excited, and I wasn't sure why I was so excited, but I just knew that it felt so right, that this was exactly what I wanted.
Okay. And Spencer, I hear that you've been beatboxing since you were in your teens. So how did you learn to beatbox? Did you teach yourself?
you know, it was growing up. I was in a band since I was like 12, from elementary school on up until high school. And so when I got into like middle school, I started doing like drumline and all this stuff too. And in drumline, everybody was beatbox. I could beatbox,
Yeah.
and I liked it. But then I would do that. But once it really stuck with me was when the Roots Come Alive album came out, and I think I was 16 or 17 years old. And on that album, they had Scratch on there, like their DJ, and he was like, check, and I was like, oh shit.
Amazing.
I was like, I want to do that. So after that, I just started doing it all the time. So now it's like, yeah.
That's amazing. Can you beatbox, Kim?
No, not if my life depended on it.
Do you want to give it a shot?
No.
Okay.
Just try it. It's fine. It sounds come out of one.
So since the Pussycat Dolls disbanded, you've been a judge, you've designed your own fashion line, and a solo artist. Would you ever go back to being a doll? Do you ever miss it?
I think that the Dolls is always with me. I don't think it'll ever completely leave. I mean, it really made a stamp on my life being a doll for over 6 years. So it always stays with me. There's always elements of that, and I think it shows when I'm a judge, when I'm doing my organic makeup line, when I'm creating clothes. It's in there.
And Spencer, you left college to become a producer. That was a bit of a risk. Did you ever kind of think, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that? Did you?
No, it's when you know that you want to do something, you know that you want to do it. You know what I mean? And for me, every time I've done something, I can see it. You know what I mean? Before it actually happens. And when the opportunity came along and it all was set and squared, this was exactly what I should be doing. So I've never had any regrets about it.
Good. So Kimberly, you've always been a really funky dresser. Love your style. And you've had some pretty mad hairstyles. What's been your biggest fashion disaster?
Gosh, you know what? I've fallen on my face as far as fashion and styles goes quite often, but I feel that that's kind of the stepping stones to figure out who you really are as a fashionista or a style icon. So I wouldn't say that any of it was completely bad, but when I shaved the whole half of my head and only had hair on the top, that was probably one fashion disaster of mine that I could have gone back and maybe not done. Other than that, I don't know. I think I enjoyed the wrongs that I've done in order to find the rights.
It's good to take risks. So Kimberly, you say that when you're on stage, you kind of become like a lion or another person. Have you named your alter ego like Sasha Fierce? Or?
I think that I have, through Her Majesty and the Wolves.
Oh.
I think that when I step on stage with Her Majesty and the Wolves, I'll become a whole other persona, just like I always have in every kind of opportunity I've had through groups and being on stage, period. So I guess my new alter ego is Her Majesty. Her Majesty.
Her Majesty, I like it. So on Got to Dance, you get to sit in between Adam Garcia
Yes.
and Ashley Banjo. They're absolutely gorgeous. How do you concentrate?
I love Ashley and Adam. They've truly become some of my closest friends through doing Got to Dance. So we absolutely adore each other. We have a good laugh when we're off stage, but when we're on stage judging, we're so passionate about the contestants that we see that we're able to, have our disagreements if need be, because it's all comes from passion and love. And then once it's over, we can laugh about it afterwards. So I couldn't be happier with the two hunks on either side.
And if you hadn't had the Pussycat Dolls, would you have entered a competition like Got to Dance?
I think the fact that dancers now have an opportunity to go out there and have a stage to show what they can do is absolutely amazing. So I can't imagine that if I had followed the path that I did, that would have been an opportunity for me too, and I would have grabbed it with both hands.
Yeah, and Spencer, I saw about 10 minutes ago you were doing some nifty moves up there. Yeah, can you dance as well? Are you a dancer?
I'm not really a dancer. I like dancing.
Okay.
And as a kid, I used to dance a lot to like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
A lot, but I wouldn't say I'm definitely not a professional dancer at all.
So
He creates mad beats so that dancers can dance.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
do that. That's what I do.
So the video for Glacier is absolutely mad and it's really creative. Who came up with the idea? Was it you guys or?
I mean, I have to give a lot of credit to Jess.
Yeah, a lot of it came really from Jess Halsworth, the director. She had a vision and we just went along with it.
You either go with it or you don't when you work with Jess.
she's a very strong woman. She just knows what she wanted. So we were kind of just like, take the reins.
It's a bit scary.
Guide us where you want us to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you do all the dancing in it?
What's that?
Did you do all the dancing in the video?
Yeah, I did all the dancing.
So that's you with your face covered.
Yeah,
and-
that's all Kim.
Oh, I was
It was all
wondering.
me. It was nice to be able to do some contemporary dance styles in the kind of modern day video. So it was fun to play, even though I couldn't see what I was doing.
Yeah. So what's next for Her Majesty and the Wolves then?
Everything is
A lot of
next
stuff,
for Her
yeah.
Majesty and the Wolves. Our first single, Stars in Your Eyes, comes out January 3rd. The album will follow after that, and we'll be doing lots of shows to promote the song.